Hey everybody, welcome back to Control. We need to, I think, head up in that direction where we saw the corrupted agent using our brand new levitation. It's pretty cool. I guarantee something will come up where it's like we need to use it to get past something, and I'll be looking at it thinking, well, how in the hell are we gonna get past that thing? And it'll click that, oh yeah, we have this. Oh, the swan. Wait. Whoa. You see the targeting? All right, nothing on this side. It kind of does limit us, in a sense. You can't just go forever, which would be kind of cool, but... Quit looking at me, Swan. Get well soon, balloon. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. Water cooler probably has a lot of stories to tell. Little Half-Life reference there.
Dylan. He's so close.
Ooh, boy. P6 cell.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Jesse.
We're gonna focus on Dylan for a bit here. Okay, there's a locked... Man, there's all these level 6 doors right now.
Are you there?
Oh, hello.
Jesse?
Emily? He's gone. Dylan isn't here. He might be nearby.
That literally surprises me
or maybe
not at
the
all.
hiss got to him. I don't know.
Jesse, listen. Dylan's here. With us.
What?
He just walked in. He says he is giving himself up. He's been affected by the hiss, but he is different than the others. We must isolate him.
I'm on my way.
Whoa.
We need to get back. I have to see my brother.
Like... Dylan Fade and observation. Okay. This is daily observations. Breakfast is brought, gets out of bed, uses toilet, goes back to bed, asks for television to be turned on. Lunch is brought, eats lunch, toilet, begins talking to self, recording speech not possible due to noise from television. Becomes upset, throws lunch tray at glass. Sedated, crew clean the cell. He comes to, asks for television, staff refuse. Sleeps, question mark. Television privileges were refused due to hostile behavior. So, like... We'll check out this top area first. Not seeing a whole... Oh. Whole lot. Look at this, man. Wrote it on the table, wrote it on the window. Oh, there's something up top there. I can't believe that... I'm guessing we're gonna get a level 6 security clearance soon here. And we might have to revisit this containment sector. Is it the one down from here? We have a control point on one of these, don't we? The archives was blocked. We did not have access to the archives via the elevator. We can access it here. Baby carriage. There's a Christmas tree. Oh, that's that globe that we read about. Let's see what's back here. Hello. Where's the ball at? Oh boy. With that anomaly floating around in here, this is not making things any easier. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What in the actual frick? These things just keep coming. Risky. Oh boy. we're gonna die. Whoa, that's like super hectic. That's super hectic. And I don't even know why we're in there. Wow. Yeah, okay, this is taking us back a ways. We could go and talk with Emily and then return to the archives later. Let's do that. We also have a few abilities. So, duration for levitation. Oh, the health is close. I'm going to take energy. And now we have a last mod slot as well. I'm going to take the C speed 66. That's sweet. What else? We do have this here in the executive area, which is kind of close to where we're going. And the hotline, something about control points.
We reach tether through control point into the bureau/house. Access threshold area codes allows for access. You can translocate fast travel construct through the control points.
It's weird how some of these are like hints. So we'll hit up pneumatics and then we'll go and guess dead letters, yeah. And then we'll go help or go talk to everybody. I'm thinking we'll have to go back to that area anyways based on those level 6 clearance doors. This is going to be a little bit more problematic. Oh boy. I think I killed the ball in that hectic approach. Whoa. Yikes, that hurt. That's so sick. All right. Our job there is done. Okay, so let's go to Central. Now, remember, we had that one guy who we could help after we find Dylan, it said. So we'll definitely be back to that area for multiple reasons.
Oh my god, did she have to write everything in a made-up gibberish code? Fucking Marshall. I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once.
Is that
The
right?
whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point.
We're like,
My
okay.
own ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hepton, Stoll, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Oh,
Then
boy.
they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me?
Really?
The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish.
And I won't let them stay hiss.
Yikes. Old friends. Okay, we'll check that out.
What's the deal with BlackRock?
Oh, fuck. Don't get me started on BlackRock. Ever since research found out that it blocks paranatural stuff, they have just been parading dangerous materials in and out of the fucking quarry. Fucking lab coats, man. Love making my job harder.
Sounds like there's some tension between departments.
Still, at least the quarry's got a good view of the night sky. Me and Salvador used
Is
to
that-
after work beers down there.
Technically the night sky? I don't know.
What do you know about Dr. Darling?
About as much as anybody, I guess. Head of research, loves to hear himself talk. All of those science types absolutely do. He's been acting a little bit psycho recently. Although HR told me not to use that word, so...
Everyone thinks finding Darling will lead us to the answers. But if he's completely lost it, then
Yeah.
what help could he be?
Fair point, actually.
You're security, right? Do you work with Rangers?
Not often. Rangers are specially trained in threshold reconnaissance and ground zero AWE response. Security is more interested in the dangers inside the Bureau.
They must see some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every week they are tackling things that were previously unknown to the human experience. Most Rangers, they retire due to cognitive collapse. I looked up the medical definition. Not fun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How does the Bureau handle thresholds?
Handle might be a bit of an optimistic way to put it. Marshall sends her Rangers in to map them, check growth rates, locate epicenters, take samples, measure stuff, basically.
Sounds like he's done his homework.
Down in maintenance, thresholds are used just like any other tool. Lab coats mine black rock from one, maintenance siphons water from another. We use it for pretty much everything, except drinking.
Why don't you drink it?
Do I even want to know?
Probably not.
Yeah, a lot of time we find these little chunks in it. It's pretty gross.
I didn't want to know.
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall? Marshall's a fucking badass. Rangers could not ask for a better leader. She's a little, intense, but given the stuff she's seen, I'm not surprised. She does have a bad habit of disappearing, though.
Where does she go?
Last time she vanished, I did some digging into the security logs. I found camera footage of her entering the quarry. She was down there alone for days. Now, typically that's not allowed, but Marshall is kind of above the rules.
I wonder what she finds so interesting in the quarry.
Wonder if she's affected by anything.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the... Oh my god, did she have to write everything in her made-up gibberish code? Fucking Marshall, your CIA spy shit.
Let's see this. Okay, so we're going back to the Panopticon. Oh no, that's that guy, right. Defeat his corrupted Guy, Hazard, Cho. Whoa, cool. And it tells us exactly where they are, and they're all in maintenance.
The
resonance emitted from the HRAs is purely antithetical
Ooh, what are
to every
these?
variant of the hiss.
There's so many files here.
But how did Darling create it?
What the F? Here's a timeline. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in hiss behavior. Establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of lack of reliable communications between Bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion located within the executive sector. Once it became possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did the hiss get past the internal lockdown? How did the hiss resonance advance through space? Deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal, the outside world across dimensional destination? Speech analysis. Whose speech? Uh-oh. There it is. If we understand the hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you or the hiss referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it, to be consumed by it? Is that the goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? It's a clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommended, is beyond idiotic. It's almost like they're trying to hypnotize. That's the vibe that I get when I hear it. Linguistic ability. Researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by the hiss entities. In the interest of safety, this was done with the non-aggressive floating hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by the more violent hiss entities has been observed. What is the purpose of this repeating string of words? Is this how the hiss corrupts individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message, an incantation? We were able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting. See the corresponding audio record. Is there anything else in here? No. All right, Hope.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here.
She said he was here, so I don't know where they put him.
How is he? I need to know.
He's clearly been affected by the hiss.
I think I keep calling her Hope.
Any other manifestation we've recorded.
Whoops.
Maybe what makes you so special
Pope.
is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him.
My brother. Or is he?
Of course.
So I don't know what
Marshall
that
set up
is.
an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
I will. Speak with Dylan on the upper level. Okay, nothing
I
here.
should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will.
For some reason, I kept calling her Pope. And like, it's no coincidence that in the middle of this executive area, we also have the same triangle, right? That we see in the astral plane. Whoa, this is really happening. Oh, we have to go check on Underhill's progress soon.
You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, inverted is made right. Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the light. You've always been a new you. You want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Through time, the thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. Leave your hands to the door. Push the fingers through. You are a worm through time.
Shit.
The thunderstorm distorts you.
That's
Happiness
Dylan.
comes, white pearls,
Can
but
you hear
yellow
me?
and red in the eye.
Oh, come on, Dylan. I'm here. I found you.
Into the way. You've always been in there. You want this to be true.
Do you know who I am?
Oh, you know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
What?
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign.
Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that.
Ugh.
I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better.
Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be
that?
true.
Please?
Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It
Yeah.
feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good.
What?
Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
He's referencing Polaris, right?
All in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only truth. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit.
What?
Shit. He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small, in Ordinary, in the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector. But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years.
After the song time for applause, we build you till nothing remains. The air cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home.
The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah.
Bieber again.
Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny.
He is sufficiently creepy.
I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free.
Is the her Polaris?
Polaris is using you.
Maybe, yeah.
The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet.
You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
Your regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
Well, if that's what's bringing him
You
in,
must
that
see
makes
the truth
sense.
for yourself, Jesse. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you
Haha,
there.
there it is.
Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit.
Shit.
I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into.
Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself.
I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
So he seems to have like a Polaris counterpart that's controlling him.
Thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes. What?
I don't know what else I'm hoping to find here.
Dylan. Can we talk?
I'd like to tell you about a dream I had last night.
Off to a good start.
Okay. I'm listening.
I was back in Ordinary before all of this happened. But in the dream, I was alone. It was just me. I was the only child. A girl. My name was Jesse Dylan Faden. But then the Bureau came and caught me, brought me back here, locked me up. Have you ever noticed that our names, Jesse, Dylan, they could be girls' names, boys' names, could be anything.
Yeah.
Don't you find that weird?
No.
I find that weird.
Find you weird.
Sure.
What the?
hell was that? Is he trying to mess with me?
I don't think he knows what he's
Through
doing.
time, the thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow.
Maybe Dylan's still in there. Maybe there's a way to reach him.
I'd like to talk to my brother, please. Dylan?
Dylan would like to tell you about a dream he had just now.
This again?
I was going to be the new director of this place.
That's true, actually.
I helped you get a job here so that we could be together. You were an office assistant. You'd make coffee and deliver the mail, and there was always plenty of work to do. And it stayed that way forever and ever. It was nice. Really nice.
That's debatable.
But here's the strange thing. The dream shifted, and none of it was real anymore. It was a game. We were in a game, and it was a fucking boring game. But you couldn't stop playing. And then it shifted again. Or maybe it was another dream already. Or maybe I'm just confusing them. But in this other dream, it was more like a musical. This is an ordinary song about an ordinary girl from an ordinary town. It's the ordinary story. She worked an ordinary job in an ordinary office. Something. And that's all I can remember of that dream.
Maybe that's for the best.
Couple questions. One, is he a serial killer? And two, he's got a very weird stitching pattern on his shirt. Like
Maybe I can learn more about the history.
faux stitchy abs.
Can we talk?
What is that about?
I just had an interesting dream.
Shit.
That's fascinating, but let's talk about the hiss for a change, yeah?
This dream was about the hiss.
Best I'm gonna get.
In my dream, the hiss had broken free of this prison, this house. I'd set it free. And the president himself was there to welcome us. He was the first one to take the hiss in.
The car's shadows are like
Spread the word.
connected.
At first, many people thought it was horrifying. That he was horrifying. But also, many people who heard his words wanted to welcome the hiss in. And slowly, more and more of them came around until the whole world was brought together by the hiss. It was wonderful.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that.
For the record, That will never happen. Not as long as I'm alive.
Does he have any more?
Wonderful distorts you. Happiness.
Apparently.
Maybe I'm just here to punish myself.
Any
God.
new dreams you'd like to share, Dylan?
I'm glad you asked, sister. This dream, like all dreams now, felt very real. Like reality. And reality now feels like a dream. Maybe it's all a dream. Maybe it's all real.
Dream where my brother endlessly tells me about his dreams.
I was in a dark place, and there was a dark man there. His name was Mr. Door, and he told me
Mr.
that
Door?
there are many worlds, side by side, on top of each other, some inside of others. In one world, there was a writer who wrote a story about a cop. In another world, the cop was real. Door said he himself was in all of them at the same time, endlessly shifting between them. I asked him how I could reach these worlds. I wanted to bring the hiss there. But he didn't want to help me.
Oh, I can't imagine why.
He didn't like the idea. What did he know?
I'm not wild about the idea myself.
Through time, the thunderstorm
I mean,
distorts you. Happiness comes.
I got all day.
Here we
So-
go again. Once more with feeling.
Let me guess. You want to tell me about your dream?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I'm having a dream right now.
Why does that not surprise me,
Oh.
Dylan?
That's new.
In this dream, I'm standing in the corner watching Jesse and Dylan talk about this very
Okay, Dylan.
This very dream. He said just now. And repeated it again now. I'm standing there and watching, and that's all I can do. It's as if I'm
What?
trapped there.
I'm fascinated.
And that's all I have to say about that dream.
That was a super thorough.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Dylan.
good.
That's good.
You might be scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Is he still in there?
Through time,
Or is this the hiss playing mind games?
happiness comes. White pearls, but yellow and red.
I don't know.
Through a mirror, the inverted is near.
I think we got them all.
Leave your inside by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the way.
Containment hiss nodes. Well, we kind of need to go back there. But there's a few other things we need to be doing as well. So let's see about this. These we can try and tackle later. We do need to go back below Central Research to find Underhill for that mold stuff. There's the fridge duty, Panopticon level 4, and then there's the old friends here that we now should probably tackle. So I'm thinking we do something like old friends, Underhill progress, fridge duty, and then I guess, well, if we're going to containment, then we could try and handle this depending on time. We'll see how this goes. These guys, they might be easy, they might be all together. They're in slightly the same areas, I guess, but that means they won't be together. Anyways, we'll tackle them. See you guys soon. Bye.